This is
why is this glass right here?
This is homicide.
It's homicide up here. Come here.
I see it. Yep.
No, you don't see. Go to the other side.
No, I see it.
Yo, look at this wall. Look at the knife.
Crotch, dude.
See the knife?
Oh yeah.
Hold on, he's ready.
Yeah.
Who's videotaping? Here, you videotaping this shit?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm getting far away from this thing.
Alright, here, you got it.
Yeah.
You send this
I think you
motherfucker
should
to
do it
jail.
where you trip it. Stop at the bottom of the step.
You think?
Yeah.
What is it?
At the step.
Oh!
Shit!
Shit!
Look at that fucking thing.
Yo, that would have
Look at
fucking straight
that.
up killed you right in your fucking head, dude.
What's this house? This house ain't fucking up.
Look at that.
That is insane.
Yo, coming right to your
that
head.
thing's got bodies
Look at
on
this.
it.
Look at this.
Yo, that's right in your fucking
No,
head.
no,
bro.
no. Hold on. You need to stop more. You need to step off.
Yo, that would have got you right in your fucking neck.
Oh my God! Right in his head.
Yo, you got
How's it going, guys, and welcome to another video. Now, if you haven't guessed already, the video at the beginning I showed you because we're going to be talking about it in this video. Now, this video cropped up for me about a week ago on either Facebook or Instagram. I can't remember which one it was. But basically, I was at work and I think someone shared it. I can't remember who it was, but someone shared it and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's horrific. It really did actually sicken me when I first saw it. Because all I could think about was like, imagine if that had been one of us in a building, you know, and walked straight up them stairs. Because I know that, like, I'm sure Neil won't mind me saying this, but Neil is not always the most conscious of his surroundings. For example, the MG factory, when we went to that, and he nearly walked through a door. I'll show a short clip of that now.
Oh my God. I was just about to walk out there then. I was literally just about to walk out this door, I promise you.
Yeah? Holy shit, I'm gonna drop.
I swear to God I was just about to walk through there.
Oh my God, dude. I'm glad you didn't. What made you stop?
Huh?
What made you stop?
It was just all dark and I just looked back at you.
But it isn't just Neil that can be doing this. Sometimes we can be walking around, and I mean, I've fallen in holes before. Again, short clip.
Creepy. Shit.
Sometimes you just aren't paying attention to your surroundings. Sometimes you're just trying to concentrate on the video, and it's difficult to be perfect 100% of the time, because obviously you do your best, you try and avoid all the risks and stuff, but sometimes you're just not paying attention. And the thought of like literally somebody walking up the stairs and not paying attention, hitting that and getting that through their head, oh, it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. It really made me feel like physically sick. To think somebody would actually set this up is insane. So I think I should give a bit of context to the video itself, because a lot of people are sharing it because they're urban explorers, and it's not technically an urban exploring video, because if you watch the Lad Bible version of this video, they talk about the fact that the guy who was in there, and actually if you look up his Instagram where it was first shared, basically he's a landlord, or he's a potential landlord buying properties, renting it out or whatever. And they were basically surveying this one building, and they came across this, and they assume that it's like a junkie's house or something. Someone's been staying there, and that's why there's like broken glass on the stairs, and there's like a knife that comes down, because the person, whoever it was, would have been staying upstairs and doesn't want to be disturbed while they're sleeping. Because I don't know what it's like in America with like the homeless guys. Are they all fighting or trying to kill each other or something for the best spots? I don't know. I have no idea. But that's what they assume, that it's somebody who was living there, and basically that was their protection while they slept upstairs. But yeah, it's a pretty scary thing, to be honest, especially with the size of that knife as well. Like you saw in the video, like that knife is huge. That could easily go through someone's skull, especially with the force that it came down with. So I think I kind of wanted to talk about this. There's not really much to talk about. It's pretty much self-explanatory, but I wanted to sort of bring awareness to this as a thing, because it is a potential threat when you go to these abandoned buildings. I know that when we've been to places, especially the one we recently went to, the dildo house, the place with like all the sex toys and stuff, we actually had quite a few discussions when we were outside of that place, talking about that there could be booby traps and stuff, because the very first thing we found when we got there was barbed wire in the bushes. So these were bushes that weren't near the house itself. This was like the surrounding area, and there was actually barbed wire in the bushes. And we were quite lucky because Neil actually fell over in the bushes and didn't get any barbed wire on him, which was quite lucky. But there was all this sort of string as well attached to things which looked like it had potential for booby traps. So you really got to be careful and be on your A game when you go into these places. Someone actually said to me the other day, do I prefer doing daytime or nighttime explores? And although the risk doesn't really change much with either, I much prefer daytime explores. And it's for several reasons. Obviously, personally, I prefer it because you get better daytime shots. There's no need for light. Well, obviously in some buildings there are, but there's a lot less need for light, so you can just use natural sunlight. You've also got better photographs and things, but also it just makes it easier to be aware of your surroundings. Like, you're not traipsing through the dark somewhere. You know, you don't have to rely on the lights, because especially when it's dark, the light that your light gives off is nothing compared to what sunlight is. So yeah, it's just preferable for me to do during the day. But you've got to be aware of the risks. I mean, like I said at the beginning, the very first thing I said about was when Neil almost walked through a door. It's stuff like that like in an instant can end your life. And I think I spoke about this in a previous video when I talked about the 3 boys that got stuck in the sewer. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. But that was of another topic video I did, and basically I talked a lot about how you need to be aware, how like when I'm walking with the camera I don't have it facing me unless I know for a fact the bit I'm walking on is perfectly safe, like I've done it before, I've checked the area or whatever. I'm not going to turn that round and have a light shine in my face while walking and not being able to see where I'm going. And again, I used the example of me falling in a hole, which I showed you at the beginning, because it's totally true. Like, you want to get the best footage, but you need to survive too. Make sure you get home safe. That's the most important thing. The footage isn't as important. But there's so many risks, and booby trapping is something that I've thought about before, but never actually seen. Obviously, the clip from that video itself is based in America, so the trespassing laws are slightly different in America. In the UK, if you were to booby trap a building, the owner of the building would be liable for that, because if you get injured, like in the beginning of my videos, I always have that disclaimer that says at the bottom, we take our own risks. If we get injured, it's our fault. That in itself technically doesn't mean anything, because if you were to get injured in a building, it would be the landowners or the owner of the building's fault, because it's up to them to secure the building, and if people are getting inside, then they're not doing a good enough job. That's how the law works. I put that there because I think it feels a bit of a nicer thing. Like, if I was to get injured, it's not like I'm going to press charges on somebody in the building. The difference being, if somebody booby-trapped deliberately a part of the building and I ended up getting injured because of it, I hella would be suing. I totally would be suing that person, because at the end of the day, that in itself is not just an evil act. It is potentially fatal and totally not warranted at all. The places are dangerous enough as it is, without needing to add in like extra things to look out for. So I mean, that's pretty much it. I wanted to get your thoughts on it, so I wanted to make a video on it so you guys could talk about it in the comments, and I would jump in and talk with you as well. But what do you guys think of this video and booby trapping in general? Have you come across it yourself? Have you ever, like, you know, stumbled in somewhere and there's been a booby trap, or you've even stumbled into a booby trap and like been hurt by it or something? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really interested to find out, because this is the first time I've ever seen it caught on video. So if you have been affected by one of these, do let me know in the comments. Let me know what happened, and also let me know whereabouts you live, so I can kind of gauge, you know, how common these are and whereabouts they happen a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be jumping there and answering them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya. Bye.